Useful idiots are exhausting, and there are probably no bigger useful idiots than the blacks for Palestine or the gays for Palestine. You know, those people out there who, despite the fact that the Palestinians really seriously don't like or accept them, are still out there trying to fight for them. Now, I want to make myself very clear. This is not a video trying to explain why the Palestinians are wrong or why Israel's on the right, because honestly, at this point, if you want to be a dumbass, that's on you. I have no time or energy to try and explain to you the most simple and obvious facts. But I stumbled across this video that we're obviously about to watch, and it made me think about how unbelievably successful the manipulation campaign has been, that despite the fact that the way that they often refer to blacks is under this word abid meaning slave, there are still people out there fighting every day for the Palestinian cause. And no, I'm talking about the Palestinian cause. I'm not talking about children who are being killed by terrorists. I'm just talking about this kind of movement of Israel is the worst and the Palestinians are the best thing that we're seeing everywhere online at the moment. The manipulation system is so unbelievably sophisticated, and thank God there are people out there who are just starting to call all this out because of how deeply ridiculous it is. But let's watch this video because I found it honestly very enlightening, very striking at just how not only sad it is that people have been so manipulated, but at how comfortable the manipulators, i.e. the Palestinians, are with their own self-righteousness, that they have no shame in mocking the people who are trying to defend them. That's how bad it's gotten. I personally find that to be a little bit discomforting and uncomfortable. It makes me feel off when I see somebody who is talking to somebody who's celebrating them and they're so open and happy to just mock them. It just makes you realize the essence of the cruelty and the problems that we're up against. Before we watch the video, please though make sure that you are following. It's totally free. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. I will forever be indebted to you, and hopefully you'll now be part of the tribe, a tribe that I hope you'll come to enjoy and see as important as I believe it to be. Let's dive right in.
This is the man who freed Palestine! Yeah! My man!
هذا سبيد أكبر عبيد والله أكبر عبيد كمان أنا قاعد يبوس أمك ما شاء الله.
So if you didn't understand that video, we're going to rewatch it in a second. But basically, there's this guy called Speed. I think he's a big YouTuber. And he's like, guys, he's talking to Palestinians. This is the guy who saved Palestinians. He's an absolute hero. I love him. And as we already know, the term abid means a slave. Okay? That's what it means. Now watch this video again. Because as Speed comes in, he's like, yeah, this is the Palestinian. I love you. That Palestinian turns to Speed and calls him, oh, the greatest slave. And watch Speed's face go like, what the heck?
This is the man who freed Palestine! Yeah! My man!
هذا سبيد أكبر عبيد والله أكبر عبيد كمان أنا قاعد يبوس أمك ما شاء الله.
So you have a guy going up to a Palestinian, a famous YouTuber, being like, yeah, thank you. And the Palestinian response being like, this guy, he's a great slave. He's a great freaking slave. Ugh, these people revolt me. It's disgusting. It makes me so angry. I genuinely just feel very, very frustrated about this. And so obviously this took me down a rabbit hole to try and understand this whole abid phenomena. And it turns out that the Palestinians don't just call people who are black abid slaves. They actually have designated little ghetto community neighborhoods for these blacks. Because of course, we wouldn't allow them to be, I don't know, normal functioning parts of our society. Let's watch.
There is a neighborhood in Gaza, on the Gaza Strip, where 11,000 Afro-Palestinians live. It is called Al-Abib. You know what that means? Slave. Yes, that is where black people live. And that is what the Arabics call that neighborhood. Slaves. The land of the slaves. I'm going to drop the articles so you can hear from Afro-Palestinians how they're treated in Palestine. While the Arabs and Muslims are being oppressed, they still had time to oppress black
jobs
people
that require direct communication or interaction with customers. That's what it says there. They won't marry blacks. This is another interesting fact that I've just discovered, is that you basically will never have a first wife who's black for the Palestinians. They can only come in a secondary or third or even fourth. They can't be the first one, and they can't work with customers, and there's so many restrictions on them. And it goes without saying, obviously, that here in Israel, that's just not the case. But again, it's a strong reminder that we're not up against a group of victimized, very nice people who are innocent and struggling. We're up against a racist society that believes in jihadi terrorism, enslavement, bad treatment of women, who does not care about their children, who's willing to do whatever it takes for their religious goals of taking over the world, including playing a perpetual victim, stealing, looting, raping, disrupting, destroying, burning, beheading. They're down for it all. I think it's just an important reminder. Thank you for your attention to this matter.